Hi, welcome again to another video where I would like to share with you guys the summary from this book by John C. Maxwell, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. I really recommend that you read this book, or if you don't like to read, maybe you just want to watch video, I recommend that you go to my Facebook page or Instagram to see there is a full video of the first 4 laws from this law of growth. You can see from there, you can learn so much from that video. But today I'd like to continue on the law number 5. The law number 5 is the law of consistency. It says this: motivation gets you going, discipline keeps you growing. I love this quote by Jim Tressel. It gives the essence of what this law is all about. He says this: the hallmark of excellence, the test of greatness is consistency. You see, I love motivational talk. I love to listen to inspirational talk from audiobook, from YouTube, and whatever speech that I can find. I think I have collected like how many gig in my phone and also in my laptop. I love to listen to motivational talk and also inspirational ways for me to inspire me every day. But Zig Ziglar says this in his book, See You at the Top. He says this: people often says that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing or showering. That's why we recommend it daily. You see, we need motivational, but we need to have it daily. We need to keep on the wells of our inspiration and also motivation. If you keep on filling the wells of your inspiration and motivation, you will create habit, and from habit you will create discipline, and from discipline you will create character. The key things is this: if you want to grow, consistency is the key. And as you know that we require motivation day by day, every day, and then it gets you going. But you also need discipline, and discipline will keep you growing. In the book, John C. Maxwell outlined at least there are 4 questions that you need to ask yourself as you want to grow in this law, the law of consistency. So the first question that John asks is that, do you know what you need to improve? That is a good and most basic question. Do you know what you need to improve? The keyword is what. It's quite interesting and common sense question. If you don't know what you want to grow in, or if you don't know what you want to improve, it is hard for you to grow. You need purpose, you need direction. Like for me, let's say I want to improve in my writing. So if I have stated that way, I want to improve what? I want to improve my writing. So now I have purpose, I have goal, and I have aim. So every day I need to write. Every day I need to write regardless either I feel like it or not, because I want to improve in my writing. For example, I do it either I love it or not, either I have anything to write or not, maybe just a sentence in every day. But you imagine, if I do it every day and I know what I want to do, I want to improve in writing, it helped me to grow. It helped me, giving me motivation to, I have a purpose, I have the reason, I have a goal or aim for me to grow. So the question is, do you know what you need to improve? Come back to analogy. Let's say I want to improve my writing. You see, I cannot write 360 articles in one day. But what I can do is that I can write at least 1 every day. But that is the power of this question. Do you know what you need to improve? If you know what you want to improve, then you know at least what is your purpose, what is your goal every day. But we don't want to stop in that question. We need to ask a second question, which is, do you know how you are supposed to improve? How do you want to improve? From that, Jones outlined at least there are 4 ways to know how you want to improve. You do this. Number 1 is that you need to match your motivation to your personality types. You need to match your motivation to your personality type. You do a personality test. I think John, he suggests doing this personality plus test, but I suggest you doing these 2 very valuable tests, which is number 1 is that the 16 personality test is free in internet. Also, Enneagram. This is also a good test for you to know. I think this 2 is more accurate than other tests like this and personality types. Whatever, as long as whatever you fit right, whatever you think is right for you, whatever is good for you, you use any personality type also can. So what happens is that you need to match your motivation to your personality types. One, you know your personality types, it's easier for you to keep on doing what you want to do, keep on consistently you want to grow. For example, your types is you are more the way you learn. For example, the way you learn is through eyes, through what you see. So I suggest you to, one of the way for you to grow is maybe through reading. Let's say your eyes, you can focus on things, you learn from observation or learn from reading. Let's say your strength is you listen more better than the way you read books, for example. So you listen to audiobooks or motivational video or something that related to whatever you want to grow in. Or let's say you're more on touching. You're the kind of people who love to touch. So what happens is that you need to move your body as you learn, you need to move your body. For example, last time what I do is I put on audiobooks related to what I want to grow in, and I just cycling around. So I keep on moving at the same time I'm learning. So regardless, you need to understand what is your personality types. From there, you can learn how you can match your motivation with your personality type. And second thing that point by John says is this: you need to start with simple stuff. Start with simple stuff. You see, my philosophy is this: it's easy. Think big, start small, go deep. If you go to my blog, I always end with this: think big, start small, go deep. Start small is very important. You need to start with simple stuff. Sometimes we attempt too much, therefore we give up too soon with our with what we want to grow in. Sometimes I put analogy with writing again. People are attempting too much. Sometimes they write, they say, maybe for today I want to write 500 words. But for you, maybe as a beginning or as a beginner, maybe you just aim smaller. Maybe you say 50 or 100 words every day. So from there, it's easier for you to manage your growth. And sometimes people are attempting too much. You need to break it into small pieces. Make it easier for you to do or for you to grow. And the third thing is be patient, John says. And I think I'm like John also. Patience is not my strength, but the thing about growth and consistency is that you need really to be patient. This Persian poet Sadi says this: have patience. All things are difficult before they become easy. So patience is required for you to grow and for you to consistently you want to grow in the area that you want to grow. And the fourth thing that he says, that value the process. You need to value the process. Sometimes winning is not so much, there's not so much thrill winning, but when you want to do it, you training for the medal, for example, it's more thrill if you learn to value the process more than you having your winning or your medal and all that. I remember when I tried to achieve 100-meter run, and I practice every day. I run in a field, I run in football field and all that, and training, and during that time it just require like 15 or 20 seconds for me to finish 100-meter run. But you know, after I get the medal, I feel happy in one moment, but it doesn't so much satisfied while I'm training in comparison with having that medal. Sometimes we need to value the process. Even by doing that process of growth alone, you can have fun or you can learn so much in that process. So you need to learn to value the process. The book that I like to suggest is by John C. Maxwell again, Today Matters. That book is very good also. So come back to writing. For example, I like to write. You need to learn to write, and after you publish your writing, it's not so much about publish your writing or publish your book, for example, but the process of doing that writing. You learn how to write, for example, that can be more satisfied for you. So you do value the process. So how do you Do you know how you are supposed to improve? So number one is that you need to match your motivation with your personality. And second, you need to start with simple stuff. And three, you need to be patient. Number four, you need to value the process. And then John asks the third question. The third question is this: do you know why you want to keep improving? Do you know why you want to keep on improving? Start with Why, books by Simon Sinek, which is I also recommend. Do you know why? Having a strong why will help you to keep going when the discipline of learning become difficult, discouraging, or tedious. If you know why, or if you have a strong why, it will keep you going. Why you want to grow, why you want to keep on improving. You give yourself more or bigger why, so that it will keep you motivated, it will keep you inspiring for you to move every day, to do discipline every day and consistently. You see, come back into the analogy of writing. I want to write, so I write down what are some of the reasons why I want to write. Okay, I want to write because I have a valuable thing to say. I want to make this video because I have valuable thing to say. Maybe I need to improve every day, but I have something valuable to say. I want to write because it helped me grow. I want to write because it improved my thinking. The more I put reason on why I love to read or why I love to write, it will give me more reason for me to continue writing. So, do you know why you want to keep on improving? So, adding more why, or give up more or bigger reason why you want to grow. That is important for you to grow in this area of the law of consistency. And number four question, John asked this: do you know when you are supposed to improve? The keyword is when you need to improve. And the answer is very straightforward. The answer is right now. The answer is today. When you need to improve, today you need to improve. When you need to improve, right now. You see, if you want to go from the goal that you want to achieve to the accomplishment, from goal to accomplishment, what you need to do is discipline, right? But in order for you to achieve your goal, you need discipline, and you need to start your discipline now. And that is very important. Do you know when you are supposed to improve? If you know the reason is, if you know the timing is now, today, you will want to improve it. But you need to know your why and all that. So these are the four questions that John asked from this law of consistency. You need to know, do you know what you need to improve? Do you know how you are supposed to improve? Do you know why you want to keep improving? Do you know when you are supposed to improve? So this four questions is very key for you to learn. And then in the before the end of that law, John says this: you need to focus on growth instead of goal. Sometimes goal setting can be so what John says that what is much better than goal setting. I really like goal setting. I don't think that you should take away that goal setting. But what John means is that what is much better than goal setting is that growth setting. So he said, instead of focusing on goal, why don't you focus on growth? And that is a very good way for you to see. Instead of focusing on your goal, what you want to achieve, better you want to focus on growth. So from there, John gave this the difference between goal consciousness and growth consciousness. Goal consciousness, as you look at from this table, if you aim for goal consciousness, it focuses on destination. But if you go for growth, it focuses on the journey. The journey is more important than the goal. But if you focus on goal consciousness, it motivates you and others. But if you go for growth, it will mature you and others. You go for goal, you become seasonal. After you achieve your goal, that's it. But if you go for growth, it is a lifelong process. If you go for goal, it will challenges you. But if you go for growth, it will change you. If you go for goal, you will stop when the goal is achieved. But if you go for growth, it keeps you growing beyond the goal. Growth will make you become more than what you want to achieve. So goal is limited because once you achieve your goal, that's it. But growth is unlimited. You want to grow every day because it's not so much about the goal, but it's also about the journey. So you need to change your ways of, if you change your mindset from growth to goal, you will take heed of the law of consistency. Because if you aim for growth, you always want to consistently want to grow day by day. All right, let me share with you 3 things that you can do with this law. Maybe I should repeat what I've said. So number 1 is that the law of consistency. First thing that you can do or that you can apply in your life now is that you need to align method of motivation with personality types. You do whatever test that you like. Either you like this or personality plus or 16 personality tests and an Enneagram. Whatever it is, you look at your personality and then you align the method of motivation with your personality tests. Personality types, just like what I'm sharing with you just now. You see, you need to develop from there. If you know how if you know how your personality work, or how do you learn best, therefore you can develop your daily system or growth plan, and from there you can focus on growing. And I really recommend that once you know your strength, really focus on your strength. Focus so much on your strength, but on your weakness you try to leverage it. But you really need to focus on your strength so that you will know what are the things that you can grow daily. But you need to check what is your personality types is. So for example, like I said, if reading is the way you learn best, so read as much as book that you can. But if you grow more by listening, listen to audiobook or go for YouTube, for example, for you to learn. Whatever it is, you need to know your personality types. Then from there, you can create system or plan for you to grow every day. Focus on your strength. Right. Number two is that breaking personal growth tasks into manageable parts. What happened is that I'm telling you just now is that you need to start small. You need to don't attempt too much. Start small. Put it into manageable part. Then slowly, after a while, after you manage in a small part, slowly as you become better or as accustomed to that discipline, then you can grow slowly and then you can increase your discipline slowly. For example, writing again. Let's say you want to write, you become a good writer. So you start by writing maybe 50 words today, and then next day 50 words, and then as you see your progress, then you will increase your numbers, increase more and more into that discipline. So breaking personal growth tasks into manageable parts. And number 3, give more or bigger and compelling whys. You need to put why you want to do this. For example, I love doing Bible study with my friends. But if I'm only thinking about Bible study, how much do I need to do and all that, I need to put why. So let's say I'm doing Bible study. The why is because it's honoring God, because reading the Word can change people's life, because Jesus can change people's life. So I put so much why until I have this motivation and inspiration every week to do Bible study with my friends and my fellow students of the Word. So give more and bigger and compelling whys. Think long term. Don't just think short term. Let's say you want to do a TikTok video today. In short term, you become famous. In long term, do you want to say to your children and say, look what mom have achieved. I dance seductively in TikTok. But if you think long term, you want to grow. For example, this video, it might have not many people will finish listening or watching this video, but for you who does, you will understand it. Sometime you need to think long term. If you want to grow, you need to go along with that boring part of studying, that part where sometimes you are having fun, but along the way it become tedious, it become boring. But if you have a lot of why you want to do what you want to do, then you know to keep on you motivation. You want to do this other than yourself. Think long term. How will it affect your life? It will affect your spiritual life. How this can affect your relationship and all that. If strong why, one is enough. If you have one very strong why, one is enough. But in case it's not enough, maybe you can make 3 or 5 whys. Put down why you want to do what you want to do, why you want to grow in this area. So that's it. These 3 things you do aligns your methods of motivation with personality type, breaking personal growth tasks into manageable parts, and number 3, give more, bigger, and compelling whys. The law of consistency says this: motivation keeps you going. Discipline keeps you growing.